Welcome back to our mid-episode break, namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helped stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of Thor Love and Thunder's release, we are looking back at the limited appearances of Thor across the 90s Marvel cartoons. Thor wasn't as popular as, say, Spider-Man back in the 1990s, and while he didn't end up the star of his own cartoon series, he did make appearances in the majority of the 90s Marvel cartoons. Just not the good ones. Spider-Man the Animated Series. Thor first shows up in the Fantastic Four cartoon episode To Battle the Living Planet, where Thor recruits the Fantastic Four to battle Ego the Living Planet after he is knocked unconscious in battle and sends Mjolnir to bring them to him. They get him aboard their spaceship and let him rest while they try to fight Ego to no success. Even Thor joins the fray and it doesn't help. The Fantastic Four then turn to Galactus the World Eater to fight Ego and make a deal that he can destroy the Earth if he wants if he defeats Ego. Galactus makes Ego explode and then reminds the Fantastic Four and Thor of their bargain before leaving. A few episodes later, in When Calls Galactus, Galactus returns to consume the Earth, which Thor defends before Ghost Rider shows up and casts a spell to make Galactus experience the hurt of all the people he's consumed. This causes Galactus to start consuming himself instead, and the Fantastic Four takes pity on him and help him out. In the end, Galactus is healed and spares of the Earth, the Fantastic Four, and Thor. Thor next shows up in the Incredible Hulk cartoon series, Terrible Mortal Bounds, as his civilian identity, Donald Blake. Blake seeks the help of Betty Ross in Detroit, where a gamma mutation outbreak is affecting people. She tells him that Bruce is actually alive, so Thor sets out to save the Hulk, who is captured by some Hulkbusters. Once free, the Hulk returns with Thor to Detroit, where they end up fighting, and eventually both heroes return to their human forms just in time to develop a cure for the infected and save the day. In all three of these episodes, Thor is voiced by Sala from the Indiana Jones franchise, and what an epic match they are. Mjolnir also makes a cameo appearance in the X-Men series during the Dark Phoenix saga, and Thor is also in the introduction to the Avengers United They Stand cartoon series, which was the last of the 90s Marvel cartoons that exist in the same universe. They just never used him in an episode. And that's 90s cartoon Thor in a namely 90s minute. More or less. Thanks for watching, and join us again next Tuesday for another namely 90s minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms. And most of the small ones, too. Please subscribe and do all the other YouTube things. Bell ringing, share, like, subscribes, that sort of stuff. And we'll catch you next time.